this week is all about protein. We are cooking Ian's Delightful Dal. The first thing that's going to go into the pan is a little bit of vegetable oil. There's about 2 tablespoons there, boom. Start chopping up your onions and getting it to about this kind of consistency. Reasonably diced, but not like super fine. The best thing to do to eke out the moisture is put a little bit of salt in. This here will probably take 5 to 7 minutes. You can smell the onions, they smell wonderful. 3 cloves of garlic, and what we've done is we've grated it with a fine grater. 3 centimeters worth of ginger, again, it's been grated. If you don't like spice, sub it out. If you do like spice, put more in. These are chili flakes. We're using 30 grams of coriander in this recipe, and these are the stems, and they've been finely diced. They're gonna give a really wonderful aromatic flavor, color, and they're not gonna be wasted. It smells good, it looks good, and now it's time for the next thing. Cumin, ground coriander, sugar, turmeric, fenugreek, and garam masala. There we go, lovely. It's a plethora of wonderful flavor, incredible smells, dried red lentils. They are a wonderful thing to have in your stock cupboard. They're super duper cheap, and this is where the protein is coming from. This is chopped tomatoes. Mix this through. 500 milliliters of vegetable stock. To give a wonderful creaminess to the whole dish is this. This is full fat coconut milk. And look at that.
Oh man, that looks beautiful.
Doesn't that look good? Now you'll see, it's very liquidy right now, but don't worry, because the next thing you're gonna do is let this bad boy simmer. You're gonna let it simmer for around about 25 to 40 minutes until it looks and feels ready. For me, that is just looking almost perfect, but there's one thing missing, coriander. Now we've got the actual coriander leaves that I pulled off earlier on, and now I'm gonna fold this through. It's going to give a really nice colour, as you can see, and it just kind of just makes the whole dish, it just takes it up a notch. And then we go up.
Look at that, streamlined. That looks beautiful.
Doesn't that look good? Mango chutney isn't everybody's cup of tea. I personally love it because it's nice and sweet. Nice, nice, nice. And then last but not least, these are poppadoms. That is ready.
Oh, look at that. That looks absolutely gorgeous.
Here we go. Oh! Oh my goodness,
in.
this is tasty, bro.
Going in.
And it's got a nice amount of spice.
So good.
Yeah, it is really good.
Delish.
What do you reckon?
So good.
Yeah, it's a good way to kick off the week. A really tasty dal.
And today we're cooking the satay sweet potato bosh bowl. First step, we have some sweet potato. And what we're gonna do with this sweet potato and this red onion, which has been quartered, is to roast them. On this tray, we now have our sweet potato, our red onion, and our garlic. And I'm just gonna kind of gently put a little bit of oil over everything. Some salt, some chili flakes, because we're not messing around. We like a little bit of heat, a touch of pepper. These little beauties are gonna go into the oven for 15 minutes. The next thing we have going onto this tray is this lovely broccoli. Pop all of this back into the oven for about another 10 minutes or so. So next up, we're gonna make a satay sauce. First up, our peanut butter. In with the juice of 2 limes. Half of a fresh red chili. We've taken the seeds out. So garlic and ginger. And the next thing is some soy sauce. The final thing I'm gonna add into here, because we're looking for a dressing, not so much a sauce, is just some water. And of course the coriander that we talked about before. You can leave this out if you prefer.
Leave it out. There it is.
Okay, and that is what the inside looks like of our satay sauce. So much coriander, it's kind of got a green tinge.
I bet it tastes amazing though.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I can confirm that smells exceptionally good.
The humble avocado. Simply use your knife to slice open the avo, nice and easy. Being careful not to cut your finger in the process. Kind of spreading this avocado out. We are using quinoa here. We have a mix of red and white quinoa. Not only does it taste good, but it's super high in protein. Sweet potato is going on. And then we're gonna add those wonderfully roasted red onions on there as well.
Just take a good old look at that dish now. I mean, that is just, it's brimming with texture and flavor and protein.
Here is a piece of roasted garlic. I love this stuff. So I'm just gonna get some hummus and dollop it right on the side of this dish. A great source of protein. All aspects of this bowl have got some of this wonderful dressing.
That is good.
Oh, goodness me.
That is good.
That is a thing that I want to eat right now, but it's not ready yet because we have the final touch that we want to add to this dish, nuts and seeds.
For texture, yes. For omega-3, yes.
High in protein, high in good fats, and absolutely delicious.
Is it time to taste?
Bit of everything.
And 3, 2, 1.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yes, very good. Very, very good.
That sauce is absolutely incredible. That is delicious gym food.
This is a very, very nice dish, probably like a spaghetti that you've never seen before, so let's just crack on. The first thing you're going to need to do is put your spaghetti on to cook. Going into the water for about 12 minutes. I've chopped this carrot into a couple of pieces. A chopped piece of celery. Blending sausages is definitely within our repertoire of madness. Third time we're going to pulse. So what we've got here now is some tomato puree. We've got some fresh thyme. I would have preferred to get some sage, but unfortunately there wasn't any sage available. So this is a garlic clove, just a little one though, you don't want it too garlicky. Fennel seeds, boom, look at them. On goes the lid and we're gonna blitz this bad boy up. Boom, boom. Just to blend all the flavors in together, get all the textures perfect, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is what we're looking for. That looks distinctly like mincemeat. So that is the texture thing that we need. Olive oil into the pan. Roughly 2 tablespoons, maybe a little less than that. Boom, look at that, it's proper sausage mince. So what you'll see here is it's quite bulky, it's on the orange side, and what we want to do is we want to cook this down until it's got a lot darker in colour. Now this will take you about 4 minutes or so. So this is what you're looking for, right? As you can see, the moisture's gone, it's dried out a bit. We've got a bit of balsamic vinegar, soy sauce, which is going to add a little bit of saltiness, lots of depth, and colour. This is nutritional yeast. And it's going to give it like a really kind of well-rounded, savoury note. For sweetness and more tomatoiness, this is tomato ketchup. Right, so this is another curveball for you. This is half an orange, and this is for acidity, and again, a little bit more sweetness. You might think it's weird, but trust me, it works ridiculously well. And out of all the recipes in our branding book, I think this is one of my favourites. Now we've got some chopped tomatoes. Last but not least, infinitely good quality flavour. This is a cinnamon stick, and this is bay leaf. We're going to turn it around nicely, and look at that. That just looks like a bolognese sauce. Simmer this down just for maybe 2 or 3 minutes. Let all of those flavours come together really, really nicely, and let that cinnamon stick and that bay leaf kind of bleed their flavours into the rest of the dish. The reason why my phone is going off in my pocket is because our pasta is probably almost ready. Right, we're going to pour that in nice and slow, okay? It's important to have a little bit of moisture still on the pasta, and if I had saved some pasta water, I'd probably put some in now, but I didn't, so what we're going to do is quickly fold that wonderful sauce through that pasta. Every strand of that pasta is just getting a little bit of helping of that wonderful sauce. So good, look at that! I'm going to spin, I'm going to spin, and we're going to carry on spinning, okay, and then we're going to pull up. There we go.
Wow.
Oh, yes.
Good.
Look at that.
That would be great.
That would be great. It's the greatest. Oh, look at that, eh? Bloody hell, amazing.
Right. Nice.
No, it's a little bit sticky because it's been sat there for a bit.
Get it in your gob. That looks good, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I hope it tastes as good as it looks.
Oh,
that looks absolutely incredible.
It's really tasty.
Well, I've got to go in.
Yeah, man, get in.
You're selling it to me, mate.
It's very good. It's very good. I mean, who doesn't like a big bowl of spaghetti? Ooh, it is good, honestly. You won't regret having such a huge mouthful.
Ian's going in. I'm going in too. Today we're going to be cooking a really tasty dish, Nicoise Salad. It's going to look something like this. Look at that, absolutely beautiful. Ours is plant-based, ours uses chickpea, and it is in Bosh Healthy Vegan. We've got some chickpeas, high in fibre, high in protein, really good for you. I'm going to take a potato masher and mash these little beauties. The key thing here is we just want to break down the balls of the chickpeas and just make them just that little bit more smushy. There is our chickpea tuna. You can see I've still got a few whole chickpeas left over, but I've also got a just nice amount of smush in the middle. First up, we have some carrot, which has been finely grated. Some celery, which was super finely chopped. Next, you could add some red onion, but we're gonna go for shallots. We're gonna add some cornichons, some kind of like little pickled gherkin type things. And I'm just gonna squeeze over the juice of 1 lemon. That's gonna give us that lovely citrusy flavor, that sweetness. We're gonna add even more lemon in the form of lemon zest. Next thing to go in our salad is gonna be some parsley, as is dill. This is a kind of wacky ingredient, Ian.
It is a wacky one.
I'm just gonna go in with the hummus. So this is gonna kind of almost act like the mayo in a tuna mayo and just bring everything together. And also it's like double chickpeas.
Look at that, it looks so good.
So I'm just using the back of the spoon here to kind of crush a few more bits of chickpea, getting everything in this bowl to say hello to each other, taste and check it's good for seasoning. I mean, it's pretty good.
It tastes really good.
Gonna add a touch of salt and some pepper as well, just to add a little bit of fire.
Oh, so good.
Good. So we are into a world of dressing now. So into our bowl, we will add some extra virgin olive oil, some white wine vinegar. That's gonna give us that lovely acidity. Dijon mustard, about a teaspoon of Dijon mustard. Give it all a good little mix round. And then we will add some lovely chopped basil stems and then add some grated garlic. That smells incredible. We're gonna add just a touch of salt in there. You don't have to do that if you're not too into the salt. Totally fine to skip that bit out. We've got some gem lettuce, which we've taken the bottom off, snapped apart those leaves, pop in our chickpea tuna. Absolutely delicious, healthy, packed with fiber, packed with goodness. So our beans are gonna go on. I'm just gonna sprinkle some of them over really. Let's go in with some tomatoes, just kind of scatter those around. Next up, some olives. Scatter those on the top. These are pretty nice big chunky basil leaves. So what you could do with the basil leaves, you can cut them, but it's actually quite nice to just kind of tear them over. Looks a bit rustic. Some people think it's like heresy to tear basil because you waste all of the lovely oils on your fingers, but I quite like basil fingers.
Basil fingers is the best type of finger going.
We've got our bread, I'm gonna pop the bread on the side, and there is just one piece missing. This dressing is the good stuff. Pop that all over there.
Nice, perfect.
That is a beautiful thing. I'm very happy with that.
Look at how nice that looks. Go on, man.
Do you know, I think this is my favourite thing that we've cooked. That is incredible. That is our healthy Nicoise salad, but instead of the fish, we've made a chickpea tuna. It's absolutely banging, packed with protein, packed with fibre, packed with colour. Yeah. This is what eating the rainbow should look like.
Total protein chili!
Oh man,
You ready?
I'm excited.
It's sun-dried tomato oil and it's going into our pan. 1 red onion, which has been finely sliced. There's your salt. It will help eke out the moisture and cook the onions a little quicker. Cook these onions for around about 5, maybe even 6 minutes. Now check this out. They've sweated down really nicely. They've started to caramelize, darken in color, and that is exactly what you are after. Sun-dried tomatoes, 30 grams of them here. Finely sliced them, and they're just gonna go in. Garlic, well, there's 2 cloves have been grated. These are coriander stalks. Oh, it smells delightful in here. 1 red pepper, bite-sized piece. We're just gonna sort of mix this through, and oh my goodness gracious. Protein is coming in 2 forms. This is the main form, a block of firm tofu that we've just quite simply crumbled. There we go.
Oh wow.
Spin that through. Mix it, mix it, mix it, and it's all just gonna come together nicely. Spices, baby. Cumin, oregano, we've got a stock cube, we've got some cinnamon, we've got some smoked paprika, and we've got some hot chili powder. These spices are going to make that chili taste unbelievable. And look at that colour already. We're going to crumble that all in like so.
It smells absolutely amazing in here.
This is one of my favourite recipes in that whole book. There's 3 ingredients that are going into this pan. Balsamic vinegar, 2 tins of chopped tomatoes. Now, the last bit, black beans. You could use kidney beans, you could use borlotti beans, you could use any beans that you can get your hands on, but we prefer black beans because of colour. And we're going to fold this bad boy around and around and around. Fold everything nicely, gently, and we're just going to let it all come together. Turn the heat down just a touch. Let it gently simmer. It's thickening, the flavours are developing. It's a lot thicker. The colour has developed. That just looks like a chili.
So that spoon is going to take that absolutely umptuous chili, delicious.
So there's one.
Nice, looks good.
Yeah, there's one. This is actually perfect Friday night food.
Oh man, it's perfect.
And we're going to put that across there like that. And that's just going to add loads more in the way of nutrients. So I'm going to put a good dollop of this in our total protein chili. The guacamole and chili, remember we used those coriander stalks earlier? These are the leaves. And then last but not least, for omega-3 texture and general lovely nuttiness, some seeds. Come on then, let's go. Let's
so
yum, 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 yum. Woo! It's got a good amount of spice. It's got really nice texture from the beans and from the tofu. I bloody love a chili.